Hi guys, welcome back to the program. Today we're going to take a look at what's on deck, talk about a few things coming up, and it won't be a very long video. But start out with the 68 Roadrunner. We are back on it after our small scale build in February. Uh, you've seen her back there looking all sad and lonely in the background by the white van. It's probably scared sitting by the white van. Um, you got the basics laid out, the chassis parts, the floor pan, inner fenders, firewall, core support. That stuff's all getting cleaned up. I want to wet sand to prime and see what it looks like to get it looking. I want it to look half decent because I do want to paint the underside of the car body color. We know Mopar's under the hood uh, is body colored, but sometimes they did blow the paint, would fog up under the chassis. Well, I tend to over restore stuff, so the floor pan is going to be all body color. The subframe will be black and such. All the details we'll pick out, but that's what I've been going through and drilling out some of the holes in the chassis. This is the second one we've done for this car. The other floor pan we did, if you remember, we did torque boxes for a Hemi, and now we decided to go with 383 in this car, so we had to change the floor pan from the GTX, trade it, and start over again on this one. Also out, we're going to start a hot rod project, that 30 Model A Ford from Revell, which is a pretty good kit. I've got some pieces out, been looking at it. Started working on the frame rails, the chassis today. We're going, this kit will leave you scratching your head. On the box, nowhere does it say, it just says your choice of two frames and headlights and things and a V8 engine. And nowhere does it say what frames, what frame rails you can use, what engine's in it. And it doesn't say it on the instructions either. So if you're a car guy, you'll know that it's a Buick nailhead engine, and by looking at it, that picture on there, their artwork is true. The distributor is in the back of it, so it's a 401 or a 425. The transmission is an automatic. The pan is square with 14 bolts, so that's one of their, for lack of a better term, Power Glide 2-speed transmission. I don't know what Buick calls it. It's Power Glide by Chevy. It's a Jetaway by Oldsmobile. So it doesn't quite make sense because the 401 and 425 were in the bigger cars, the Electra, the Riviera, and they never really come with, I don't believe they came with 2-speed transmissions. That was for the smaller cars. But at any rate, so they don't tell you that anywhere. You've got to figure that out, and then you've got to figure out that the chassis that they give, well, you can see in that picture, if you know, that's 32 Ford frame rails, which is these right here, and then that body, that car, that will sit highboy style up on those. That was a popular thing to put your Model A up on 32 frame rails because they had V8s in them from the factory, so you'd be ready to roll that way. These are the Model A. They are narrow, straight, set up under the car. And it also had a couple interior options, which one was a like tuck and rolled finished interior look, which goes with the 32 frame rails. They're taller. The shorter Model A frame rails, it says to use these, which looks like an unfinished interior. And I don't believe you could mismatch these, use one to the other, because the 32 frame rails, and that sits higher, which would leave a gap between your frame rail, your floor pan, and the chassis. So you'd also have a gap in your rear wheel well, that housing. And then the Model A is real short, so you would probably have to cut your your finished interior side panels to fit, and they'd have to to cut them down to about that size there. Um, Now you could probably it's probably easier to do that in the Model A, and cut the rear fender well, that inner fender out, than it would be to add material and use that unfinished piece. At any rate, we're using the Model A chassis. This one I've cleaned up. I've wet sanded the 600, so it's about ready for some primer to see what it looks like, and then we'll start mocking things up on it. Uh, the body's a really good looking body. All the pieces look good. This kit's a nice kit. So in hot rod style, I guess for me, hot rod and street rod are sometimes confused, but for me, a hot rod is a car that's chopped up for speed and agility, and sometimes not finished. And a street rod is a finished car with fancy paint and um, billet parts and fenders and such, all that nonsense. And that's what we've got going on. There'll probably be like more just priming going on here with the Model A chassis and the Roadrunner's parts here in the next day or two. We'll look back in on them after a bit here. But don't forget then to we have the shop truck group build coming up. It'll be April 1st. Friday, April 1st is the start date, and that's going to run through the end of the year, guys. It's given a long time because there's a lot of stuff going on. We're coming up on summer. People have things to do, family outings, vacations, things like that. There's other builds going on, but it'd be cool to see what people come up with. It tends to reflect your individuality as far as what you like and what you tend to build, as what your shop truck looks like. It can, you say most people would use one in their shop as a calling card with their lettering on it, their logo or whatever. So it's designed. The shop truck challenge is designed to get people together that way. Like I said, I did it a couple years ago in 64 scale, and it was a huge hit. And I'd seen that, and didn't believe that anything had been done like that in 25th scale, so I thought, to hell, let's give it a shot. Alrighty, guys, we'll talk more about that as it goes on. Pretty sure I said in the other video, it's 25th scale, 24th, 25th scale. Plastic model kit. Resin's okay. Resin parts are okay. Box stock is okay. As wild as you want to get is okay. Trucks, vans, station wagons, you name it, if you can haul parts in it. Sedan deliveries, box trucks, it's all good. So thanks for stopping in, and we will see you next time.